What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to my YouTube channel, Billy Mashitoa here. Today we are doing an episode called Hot on the List. I'm gonna show you guys cars that you could possibly get for only 3,500 rands. Without wasting time, let's get on to it. Okay, ladies and gents, guys, the following cars that you're gonna see, these are cars that I recommend to first-time buyers, people who earn between 8,000 rents and 13,000 rents, and people who are like borderline, who have borderline credit record. All right, so you should go for a car that is not older than 5 years, a car that is not more than 180,000 rents. This will increase your chances of getting approved. Remember, you are a borderline credit record client, you are a first time buyer, you are a risk to the bank. They might charge you a high interest rate. And remember, you are also an entry level salary client. So to increase your chances, you need to look at a car not more than 180, not older than 5 years. So then you can get things like a balloon payment. A balloon payment will allow the installment to be cheaper. All right, so these cars I recommend for people who are looking for cheaper cars, 3,000 rent, 3.5. But remember, terms and conditions will apply. It might be 3,000 rent for some, it might be 3,500 rent for some, depending on your credit record, depending on the deposit you put down. So ladies and gentlemen, without any waste of time, let's go through the car. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the first car that could potentially be around 3,500 rands. Ladies and gentlemen, over here we've got 2022 Toyota Agya. This one is sitting on 73,000 kilometers on the clock. Now, this is an entry-level car. All right, because the price is only 169,000. Okay, that's the price. So a car for 169,000, like I explained, could easily be, of course, if we do a balloon payment, could easily be 3,000 to 3.5. Now this will be depending on a person's risk profile. All right, so this is one of them, ladies and gents. These are the type of cars that I suggest to first time buyers earning anywhere between 8,000 rands and 10,000 rands. These are the cars, actually anyone earning between 8 and 13,000 rands. These are the cars I suggest for them. All right, now let's move to the next one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at another one. This one also is one of the entry-level cars that we've got on the floor. It is available for sale. This is a 2021 Honda Amaze, sitting on 112,000 kilometers on the clock. This one, most people, a sedan like this, they would like to put it on Bolt and Uber, which is still good. I think you can still put it on Bolt. This one, I don't know if a 2021 model can do Uber. So this car is going for
159. A 2021 car on 159, if you put a balloon payment on this one, it will definitely be 3.5, 3,000 to 3.5, all the way to 4,000, depending on the kind of client you are, low risk, medium risk, high risk. When I say high risk, I mean the bank is willing to finance you, but they just think you are a high risk to them, Your profile is a high risk profile, someone who might end up not paying. So they will charge you a higher interest rate and they won't borrow you that much money, So when you go for a car like this, you have a better chance. You will have a better chance of qualifying. That's why I always advise borderline clients, with your borderline credit record, your borderline salary, go for cars that are not older than 5 years, cars that are not cars that have a price below 180,000 rands. You will have a better chance. The car is newer enough to score better at the bank, and it's cheaper enough to score better for you at the bank. So instead of going for an old cheap car, you are better off going for a newer cheaper car, because you can utilize balloon payment and the car will just score you better as a person who's a high risk client and a first time buyer with a borderline credit record. All right, so ladies and gents, let's move on to the next one. Let's look at the interior a little bit. I don't think I showed you guys the interior. This car looks fresh and clean. Dope interior. Dope interior. As you can see, beige, black inside. Okay, let's move on to the next car. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at another entry-level car that could possibly be around 3,500 rands. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2022 Kia Picanto 1.0 start. Also available for sale. Nice, beautiful silver color. I mean, when you are starting off, this is your first car, you have a borderline salary, borderline credit record, you can never ever go wrong with a Kia Picanto. All right, look how clean and fresh it is. This car is only on 6,000 kilometers on the clock. This is literally like a demo. This one is going for 179,000. So it will, with a balloon payment, it will probably be around 3,500 rands for a person with an excellent credit record. Medium risk, you might pay a little bit more. High risk, this could be 4,000 to 4.2. All right, so it will depend on your credit record and how the bank rates you. Okay, it's a beautiful car. One of the cars I'll always suggest to a first time buyer with a borderline credit record. Let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2017 car. So an older car. As I suggest, people who go for an older car should be medium risk and low risk clients. All right, if you are borderline salary, borderline credit record, going for an older car, you just eliminating your chances of qualifying for a car, ladies and gents. This is a 2017 Ford Fiesta, 125,000 kilometers on the clock. It is available for sale. The price is only 155. So with a good credit record, you could easily pay 3.5 here. All right, you could easily pay 3.5. If you are a medium risk, you could pay 3.7, somewhere there. I don't recommend borderline credit record here. All right, nice and clean. This car is so nice and clean, even on the inside, ladies and gents. Ford Fiesta 2017. Okay, let's look at something else. This is also a 2016 model. This is a Polo Vivo, ladies and gents. For some of you that would say, no, but we don't want the other brands, we want VW. If you are a medium risk client and you are an excellent credit record client, you can go for a 2016 Polo Vivo 1.6 sedan. You can literally pay, because the car is 140,000 rands. If you are an excellent client with an excellent credit record, you will pay 3,500 rands here. All right, look how nice and clean it is. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Cars that could possibly be 3,000 rands to 3.5, depending on your credit records and the deposit you put down. Imagine if you had 20 deposit on all these cars that I showed you. You could possibly pay 3,000 rand. You could possibly pay 3,000 rands.